for this video, what I'm going to do is we're going to talk about the economic impact of Obamacare. We're going to ignore the health care impact. We're going to ignore some of the impacts other than just the dynamics of the economic strata of the middle class. Because people don't seem to understand that one of the objectives, planned objectives of Obamacare is to dismantle or destroy the middle class, to make sure that there's a wider division between the rich and the poor. Because what it's going to do is it's going to cost too much for employers, especially in small businesses. It's going to cost too much for employers to maintain the benefits of their employees. I know this is argued by those who are all for Obamacare, but it's not true, folks. What's going to happen, and it's already happening, people are already being impacted. Many years ago, when they first raised the labor laws to the point that a lot of businesses and even large corporations found it impractical to have full-time employees because they were required to provide benefits. So what they did is they put everybody, or as many as possible, on 30 hours because 30 hours was the cutoff for those benefits, what have you. They didn't have to provide them. You only work for 30 hours a week. So that forced the labor force, the people who were willing to work. Many of those households, not only were both the man and wife working, but one or the other, and maybe both, were holding two jobs in order to provide for their families, for their household. Now, what's readily apparent if you study it, because the cutoff is 20 hours. So many of those businesses that employed people for 30 hours to avoid the expense because they couldn't operate, they would cease to function, they would go bankrupt, trying to provide all these services and benefits and what have you. Now they're put in a position where they have to cut those employees to 20 hours. Can you see what the dynamics are? A household that depends on a, say, middle class income and above is now put in a position where they're going to have to work maybe 3 jobs, or at least 2, to maintain their lifestyle. Folks, it's just starting to show because many of the businesses are already doing it. They're already planning for it. They've laid people off, and they're still going to be going to part-time. So you have to think about the consequences of, yes, you want this healthcare thing, even if I'm speaking from the point of view of the people that are supporting it. Many of the people who have supported this don't realize the economic impact beyond healthcare. And that, my friends, is the working man's suicide.